I'm Cali Lewis. I am a woman entrepreneur living in a man's world, in an industry dominated by men. For the past 10 years almost, I have been one of the very few women doing technology videos online and on TV. Some would say I'm a pioneer in the world of online video. I have 2 million social media followers. My videos have been downloaded millions of times. I've been hired by Samsung, Panasonic, Verizon, Fios, Bausch & Lomb as a brand representative so that they could take advantage of my very engaged audience and my knowledge of the tech industry. I've been invited to speak on stage with Tom Green, Norm Macdonald, Chris Angel, and more. And I don't say any of this to impress. I say it because from an outside perspective, I'm successful. It's like I saw this big wall of technology and I just climbed right on up there without any obstructions. It was easy for me, but it wasn't. There has been a major struggle going on behind the scenes that's both allowed me to succeed and held me back from my full potential. Since I was about 5 years old, I've been in controlling, manipulative, mentally abusive relationships of one kind or another. Stepsister, stepfather, an ex-husband, an ex-business partner. And the constant worry of, am I good enough? On one hand, I was being told that I was good, but it all felt like a lie because on the other hand, I was being told that I was nothing without them. And I internalized that. I believed it. It was strong. It was said most often. I gained nothing by being who I was. I could only be successful by being who they wanted me to be. I didn't believe that my ideas were worth spreading. Kind of ironic, given where I'm standing today. But I took a step back and I allowed others to ultimately control who I was and where I was going. When people would tell me to do something that I didn't want to do or that my gut said no to, I quietened in my instinct. I silenced my instinct. I said, I don't know anything. They do. Let them make the decisions. And I wrote in my journal things like, I have to change who I am if I want to be happy. Let me say that again. I have to change who I am in order to be happy. I was beaten down personally. And because of that, I surrendered professionally. I let somebody else take the reins. I lost control of my business. I did what others told me should be done rather than what I knew in my gut needed to be done. I lost my momentum. I lost myself, and I lost my ability to listen to my instincts. You know, I'm just going to look at notes here. This is really hard for me, just saying it out loud here, because I don't talk about this part of me, you know? And so this is the first time I'm really talking about it. It needs to be said, right? So personal and professional momentum absolutely go hand in hand. There were a couple of life-defining moments for me, life markers, where I realized I was going down a path. And if I kept going down that path, I didn't think I could turn back. And it wasn't okay for me to do that for the sake of being nice and polite. There was also somebody who entered my life, my now best friend, who saw me for me, just accepted me. That's when I made the choices in my life to get myself on a better path. I'm a person who latches onto things. If I'm like a pit bull, when I decide to do something, I am going to grab on and not let go until I get it right. And so I perfected my natural talents over the years, and it was a realization for me that that's what was opening up these doors. And people were seeing at least those parts of me and allowed me to claim this success I was having. In the tech industry, there's a major push right now to secrete more estrogen. Everybody wants more women working in STEM fields. STEM, S-T-E-M, science, technology, engineering, math. And that's great. I would love to see more young girls interested and engaged in these subjects at school. I would love to see more women working in STEM. And we've actually gained some momentum. Since the 70s, we've increased the number of women in these fields, but we're still only at 24%. Still a long way to go. There are a couple things that have to change in order to get there, though. Number one is ego. Tech geeks specifically, notorious for bragging rights. Oh, I know more about that than you do. And it's great. I'm glad they feel confident in themselves. But women are not going to flock to an industry full of ego. So we need to be open to learning, to challenges, to all that stuff. And number two is this. You're just a pretty girl talking about tech. And you're annoying, but you're hot, so I guess I'll keep watching you. And finally, show me your tits. I get told on a regular basis that I need to lower my shirt line, wear tighter clothes, wear more makeup in order to be more successful. This is the crap I have to deal with being a woman in the tech field. But it happens everywhere, not just tech. It happens all across the industry. We're still living in a man's world. But I would challenge this idea of a man's world. And I would suggest instead that we're all still living in somebody else's world. Pure and simple. We let others make the rules and we change to fit those rules. For 9 years, I used an alias, Cali Lewis. I was told and I accepted that my real name, Luria Petrucci, wouldn't be accepted. Too hard to pronounce, too hard to spell. And you know, Cali was me, but not all of me. She was really a persona made up of the pieces of me that I was told and perceived were the best parts of me. The parts that fit best in the world I lived in, somebody else's world. And so, and lots of you experience the same thing. You may not be using two names, but we lose ourselves in today's world. It's very easy to do, right? We just lose ourselves. Tech gadgets, the phones, the tablets, all that stuff, that's not the only thing that controls us these days. Our environments play a major role. And an environment that tells you that you need to dress a certain way just because that's what's considered professional, or you can't say what you think because you're just too low on that totem pole. They're not conducive to our momentums, right? So think of a goldfish. You take a goldfish and you put him in a small bowl, a fish bowl, and he's going to stay small his entire life. You take him over here and put him in a big pond. And he's going to grow and he's going to grow and grow and grow until the day he dies. Not to compare us all to goldfish. But the concept is the same. Put yourself in a restrictive environment, one that's detrimental to your well-being. And not only are you going to be miserable, your momentum will shrivel up and die quickly. So what do we do about this? What's the answer? How about this? Don't change. Be you. Whether that's to be the next Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, or a stay-at-home mom, or a deep-sea diver, embrace your calling and don't let anyone push you down a path that you don't want to go and that doesn't bring out the very best in you. Let me ask you a question. If you get to the end of your life and you ask yourself, was I successful? What's the answer going to be? If you changed who you are every day of your life, that's success to you? So be you. Be yourself. And if people don't like you, well, you're not for them. And hey, that's okay. Because there's so many different kinds of people in this world. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. We're all just different. And if people can't accept you, and by that I mean all of you, then they don't need to be around you. That was really hard for me to learn. I'm such a people pleaser. It was really hard for me to accept the fact that people don't have to like me. But I think that's one of the reasons that we're so miserable in America in our jobs, right? We're all trying to conform, trying to make others happy. And we're trying to fit in this box. Well, if the box isn't for you, find one that is, preferably one that doesn't have a top or any sides. I had a realization that I had one choice to make in life. And it was a very, very difficult choice, but a simple one. I could either live life to please you. I could live life for you. I could stay small and timid and afraid to make waves. Or I could just be me. And as selfish as it felt at the time, by being me, I'm going to have a greater impact on the ecosystem around me, just like that goldfish, right? It's time we start speaking out. It's time we stop living life for others. You saw it first thing this morning with Suzanne, Steve Jobs. Those who think they're crazy enough to change the world are the ones who do. So, everybody stand up. It is about to be your time to shine. One of the best ways you can gain your personal momentum and feel confident in yourself starts in private. This is your takeaway. I want you to go home and make a playlist of songs that mean something to you. Songs that speak to that part in you trying to get out, that powerhouse inside, because I know it's in there. And I call my playlist simply Power. Whenever I'm feeling unsure about myself, when I'm wavering from my instincts, when I'm scared to do something that's outside of my comfort zone, I just turn on the playlist, freaking dance. Who cares how silly or stupid it seems? Feel the words. Embrace the words of these songs that mean something to you. Use music to fill yourself with power and embrace it. Be you. Gain your personal momentum and you will see changes in your professional momentum. Go change the world in your own way. I'm Luria Petrucci. This is my fight song. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. Because I've still got a lot of fight left in me. All right, it's your turn. Dance!
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm